I can't find myself. When we come into the world, we fall into the hands of a family. It is the family that forms our basic concepts of what we should be able to talk, walk, that we should go to kindergarten, that we should go to school, then we should go to higher education institution, acquire a profession. So we live according to the pattern that is given to us first by our parents and then by society. We reside executing this template. However, there comes a point in time when you have completed all of this and start to feel a sense of emptiness. This is a state of apathy. I have already stated what needs to be done at this particular moment. You simply need to locate, since it is a scientific term, the fundamental desire. Merely sit down and express, what do I truly desire? What precisely do I desire? What I desire, and all of a sudden you recollect that it turns out in your childhood you absolutely did not have any desire to do it, but you were obligated to do so. Or perhaps your parents were inattentive and they did not provide you with the opportunity to learn what you truly desired and longed for. Thus, recollect the ambitions you held as a child and retain them in your thoughts as you progress through life. Maybe you wanted to become an astronaut. Maybe you wanted to become an IT specialist. Maybe you wanted to become an artist. But just remember it. And I want to inform you that children who do not forget their desire within the age of 7, this is what Tibetan science states, that at the age of 7, an individual already has a clear understanding of what they want in life. So within 7 years, if you don't forget what you wanted, then you will spend your whole life working towards achieving this dream. All Nobel Prize winners are discussing this topic. Nobel Prize winners who achieved the prestigious award at the age of 65 and above state that it was a dream they had since their childhood. Do you perceive? Consequently, kindly, if you are a competent guardian, provide your offspring with the chance. They mentioned, for instance, that their aspiration is to become a pilot. Kindly accompany him to the club where they design and build airplanes. Take him to the club where they manufacture these drones and initiate their launch. Or he articulates, I aspire to be a tailor. Please bring him to this workshop to learn the craft. Show him how it's done. Or he says, I want to become a musician. Educate him on this. Be highly attentive to the desires of children, paying close attention to their needs. I repeat, Tibetan science states that at the age of 7, an individual certainly knows what they desire. And in the event that he recalls it, he will accomplish this aspiration all through his lifetime. Here it is, my dear, or perhaps during your life, you unexpectedly witnessed or experienced a novel form of activity which piqued your interest in this particular type of activity. It is very cool. Please do not forget this. This interest is perhaps your true root desire that you should always cherish and pursue. And then, understanding your fundamental desire, you will construct your dream. What does it mean to build a dream? You can say, yeah, if I learn this, I will be able to do this, then I will do this. Do you comprehend? You will further accomplish your aspiration through the outcome you will achieve as a result of fulfilling your desire and realizing your dream. This ultimate outcome will be the goal that you strive for throughout your life. And this final result, which represents the culmination of your future life, has the power to fundamentally transform every aspect of your existence. Why? Because your subconscious mind will start working towards the realization of this dream. Here it is, my dear. You can only discover your true self by introspecting and seeking what you desire in life from within yourself. How to discover psychological calmness. What is your understanding of the term tranquility? Then we are individuals and we respond to everything. I would like to state that for the identical phenomenon or the identical object, an individual provides 3 different viewpoints. The first opinion, how great it is, I will need it. The second opinion, I told you everything is not right, everything will be bad. And thirdly, I don't need it. Do you see? 3 different opinions. What does it depend on? Based on your current mood, stemming from your desires and aspirations in this life and the objectives you aim to accomplish. Thus, the concept of psychological equilibrium is considered abnormal and deviates from the norm in psychology. You need to react. An individual needs to react to everything without any exceptions. He should not be delayed, so allow me to put it this way. In order to maintain psychological balance, you need to be aware of 2 essential things. The initial aspect is that an individual behaves as though existing in 2 separate realms. The initial realm is the physical world, which comprises 30% of its overall activity. In the material world, an individual acquires material possessions like an apartment, means of transportation, clothing, and household appliances to fulfill their material needs. In general, everything that makes up his everyday life is material values. It is through material values that he obtains by engaging with the material world that he acquires the necessary resources for his sustenance and growth. However, this interaction constitutes only 30% of his life. All other aspects of his existence are connected to his spiritual life. And this spiritual life alters a person's mood, modifies his energy, transforms his attitude towards life, and brings about changes in his contacts with other people. Thus, I reiterate once more that these 70% have an exceedingly powerful and undeniable influence on the overall well-being and state of health. How can we escape from this state? How can we find a way to integrate these 2 worlds that coexist, the world of matter and the world of spirit in which we are immersed, and seek harmony? I would like to express this primarily. Organize your material world, because without possessing an apartment, without possessing clothes, without having the chance to raise children, you will not have the capacity to completely participate in your spiritual life. Initiate by commencing with this specific part, and only subsequently, once you have already acquired a certain minimum of material values, by which I mean essential items necessary for sustaining life, should you then embark on the journey of delving into the spiritual world and exploring its profound depths. What else? You can, of course, perform it in parallel, but my suggestion is to initially accomplish the material part and subsequently proceed to that location. Don't get carried away with material. Why? Because the material world is captivating. You possess an apartment, you desire to possess additional ones. You own 1 car, you desire to own more. You possess a single set of garments, yet you desire additional ones. This is a habit-forming tendency. However, it is important to remember that this complete immersion in the physical realm ultimately results in the realization that, ultimately, one's essence is reduced to that of a mere animal. You discontinue your involvement in human activity, and human activity encompasses a profound spiritual dimension. What is the realm of spirituality, if explained in the simplest terms? The spiritual world is the quest for ultimate truth and meaning in life. I will make it even simpler. The spiritual world is all about the acquisition of new knowledge. Let's not forget the words of the eminent scientist Richard Dawkins, a highly influential figure in the field. Nobel laureate geneticist, he was the first in 1976 to give a definition of what life is. He conveyed that life is the realization of knowledge. Can you even start to fathom the magnitude of it? Life is the implementation of knowledge. What does this mean? This is not wealth accumulation. There, the accumulation of wealth should only take up 30% of your life. Implementation of knowledge means that one must constantly consume new knowledge. Here it is. Spirituality. Spirituality is when you constantly find new knowledge, understand this knowledge, apply it in your life, and then you can live long, happy, and healthy. Why do you need to live a long, happy, and healthy life? It is because you want to leave a meaningful legacy behind. Why? because we came into this life and are already benefiting from what previous generations have done for us. Our task is not only to make use of what has already been achieved by previous generations, but also to take proactive measures ourselves in order to leave a meaningful imprint on life, and this imprint could be utilized and built upon by future generations, ensuring a continuum of progress and growth for the betterment of society as a whole. Who are the upcoming generations? I want to remind. These are not your kids, not your grandkids. These are the individuals who will survive after you in a span of 100 years. This is the imprint you should strive to leave in your life. This signifies a purely spiritual form of human existence in its entirety.
Why am I alive? You will not have the ability to answer this question yourself. Why am I alive? However, the philosophers you have in your everyday life, as well as your teachers who are there to assist you, are walking right beside you. And do you know who this is? These are your children and grandchildren. Why? Because only children know how to dream. They see the future. There is no concept of death for them. They think they will live forever, and they already know what they will be doing. Remember your childhood dreams. So what does it mean? Your first teacher is your grandchild or young child who has not yet reached adolescence. He knows the reason for his existence. He possesses aspirations. Therefore, even if you are over the age of 50, it is necessary for you to reach this stage, that is, to humble yourself to this level in terms of age, and pay attention to a wise teacher, whether it be your grandson or a young child. Inquire about your dreams, desires in life. He'll provide you with all the information. Stop pulling him, avoid making remarks to him, and work towards becoming his equal in order to establish a peer relationship. Pay attention to what he will say, inquire of him, and you will come to understand that this child's dream was also your own, shared and cherished. And it is your small child or your grandchild who will provide you with guidance on how to locate and achieve your dream. And it turns out that you will remember your dream, and you will come back to this dream over and over again. But you can't just say that I wanted to be a cosmonaut. No, you will play out this situation every time. And this is referred to as working on a dream. Consequently, it transpires that the dream, resembling a far-off celestial body, will entice you, and you will respond to the query, what is your dream? What is your purpose in life? You will then respond, my dream is to achieve this and that. Did you comprehend what I said? Therefore, your grandson or young child serves as your initial instructor who will educate you on how to dream. Your second instructor, slightly more mature, embodies youthfulness. Youthfulness is devoid of fear. And numerous philosophers write that young individuals also perceive the future. They have a vision that extends far beyond the horizon that we can see with you. They live their lives as if they are immortal beings. And they also possess courage. They possess bravery. They are adolescents with their own children or adult children. Well, my grandson is a grown-up shark. You will acquire fearlessness. You will acquire the ability to not be afraid. Let me provide an example. Look, you're on an ice slide. What will the young man do in this situation? He will descend down the identical icy slide without thinking, just like he did before. And you will think many times whether it is worth doing it or not. Why? Because you already possess life experience, and because you are hindered by your failures and your fears of this failure, you are held back from moving forward. What should I do in this situation? Follow the young people if you are able to, and if not, then I will simply provide you with another suggestion. Maintain a balance between your fears and your results. You had something positive in your life. You have already achieved something significant, And you can say, yes, I am scared. I am afraid for the future, but I also possess what I have already accomplished and what I am capable of feeling proud of. And then, In an exceedingly approximate rendition, thanks to my very own children and grandchildren, you will approximately address the question of why I am alive and provide a rough estimation of the answer. Your kids dream with accuracy, and your grandkids do as well. You study together with them. You study with them. Please come down. Make sure you don't turn into old node grumblers. Stay youthful and positive in your outlook. Descend to their level. Transform into their interlocutor. Transform into their equal. And then you'll feel better. You'll see. And in the first approximation, you'll already get an answer. Why I live. Because children also have dreams, and young people have not only a dream, but also courage. Do you perceive how? So your educators are near you. You do not need to travel anywhere. If your kids and grandkids have grown up and live apart, care for the neighbor's kids. Take care of the children that you have in your family, but it is necessary that it is a child up to 7 years old. He will definitely tell you about his dreams, and a young man somewhere up to 18 to 20 years old who will also teach with his courage and the flight of his imagination.